Hey there, hi there, ho there. I get really tired of just sitting around waiting to stream. Okay, so, what do we need to do? We are back from our little excursion. I'm getting rid of these, thingamabobbers. Hey, Tiberius, how you doing, bud? But, so one of the things we have to do is we have to condense down all our stuff, right? We have to make it so that we can fit all the new slimes we discovered in the new area in this base area. And that may be hard, but we're gonna do our best. So what that mostly means is we're going to be cutting down on the amount of slimes we have, and we're going to be crossbreeding some. Which... What? Whoa, no. How did that happen? That's a quantum exploder. Where did it go? Oh, that... oh, no. This is bad. Hey, quantum exploder, dude. Could you come over here? Yeah. Goodbye. Oh, God. The quantum dudes are going to be the death of me. An exploder that can just teleport wherever he wants. Oh, my God. Oh, lordy Lou. Okay. Oh, that was nearly a huge problem. Okay. Primordial oil, spiral steam. That. There we go, there we go. Okay. So we need to crossbreed some stuff, and to do that, we're gonna have to get rid of a bunch of the dudes. So, first things first, let's work on the home front. Let's work on this area over here. So I deposited these hunter guys. And what do mosaic slimes eat? Veggies? Yeah, so I actually kind of want to keep like with like. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of these rock slimes. And we're going to see what a mosaic slime looks after having a rock floor. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, look at him. He's adorable. Okay, let's do this. What just happened? Oh, they're exploding! Joy! I didn't know they could do that. Hey, Thunder. What's up? I didn't know they could explode. Okay, wow, look at those guys. They're adorable. Rip. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Maybe I feed them real quick. Let me go get some veggies. Oh, thank you, eGamerX. I'm glad you liked the thumbnail, bud. Ooh! Ooh! Wee! Ooh wee! I didn't think they'd explode! Okay, heartbeats. I don't think they'll hurt the other slimes. I don't think the other slimes can die. But let's get a music box, a solar shield, and we'll put some heartbeats in there. And then we'll just throw a couple in there. Just to make them happy. I did not realize those guys made everything blow up. Okay, and another thing I want to do is we're going to get rid of all these. We're going to get rid of all these hunters. And we're going to replace them. We're going to get rid of all the tabby slimes, and we're going to replace them with tabby hunter crossbreeds. Okay. We're going to put a couple more in there. And then once they generate stuff, I will... Okay, so now we go over here. Hey, Anthony Santos, thanks for tuning in, bud. And we take all these dudes, making sure we don't miss any. I've got 8 hunter slimes. Okay. Okay, so we put these in here. And then we go over here and we get the tabby slimes. I only need 8. Okay. Yeah, look at them. They're so adorable. Oh, they're mad. They're mad. Oh, they're so mad. They're so mad. Oh, my God. That is bad. Hey, Star Monkey. They only eat meat. Okay. So, this is bad. I'm gonna have to make them happy somehow. Hey, hen hen. Aha! Oh my God, they're just so mad. They could escape so easily. Like, oh my God. Hey, do I have a toy that pacifies hunters? Okay, there's already a, maybe I need to add solar shielding. I think they might get... Okay, no. They seem less mad. Okay. This is bad. This is bad. This is real bad. Okay, let's get some stony hens. This is real bad. Ah! Okay. Okay, come on. I need more chicken. I need more chicken. Chicken. Okay. Okay, now they're not all mad. Okay, so we're going to demolish this plot. And we're going to turn it into another... We're going to keep it blank for now. Okay, so another thing is these dudes. We're gonna have to get rid of a lot of these. Okay. Okay, so we got rid of a lot of the phosphorus slimes. Woo! This is the only person you sub to that doesn't stream in the middle of the night for you. Oh, okay. Well, good morning or good night, Anthony. Okay, and who do I want to blend with these dudes? Okay, mosaic plort. Okay, and then there's one more. Yeah, there we go. All full, dude. Yeah, okay. And who do I want to crossbreed with these guys? Maybe the crystal dudes. No. Honey, because they both like fruit. We're gonna crossbreed those guys with the honey plorts. Yeah, that's a great idea. Look at them! They're bootyful! That's my phone. Stop it. Look at them! They're so cute! Where do I live? I live in Texas. Okay, so I need to dump some of this stuff. I think one of those things is mad, so they started blowing stuff up. I'm glad I didn't combine them with the boom slime. Okay. Quartz. Don't need these anymore. Yeet! Deletes. Okay. Okay, all those guys are taken care of. Okay, now crystal slimes. Crystal slimes. I don't need you guys anymore. So, let's use the crystal slimes with the pink plort. With the pink slimes, yeah. But I also need to remove a good amount of those. Okay, that should do. Ah, look at them, they're so mad. Okay, they're so mad. I love it. Yeet! Okay. And now... Okay, then goodbye, pink slimes. Man, that takes a while. Okay. Let's go grab some fruit and stuff to feed all our dudes. Yeah, more fruit. Oh, I forgot I had these guys out here. Buzzwax. None of your buzzwax. Right now, for me, it is 7-Eleven. There we go. 50 mint mangoes. Okay, now we're gonna go feed some dudes. Okay, so... Oh. Those guys don't like those. There we go. Oh, they're mad. Okay, so those guys will eat everything. So I'll give them pogo fruit. And these guys still have their heart radish. God, they should be getting fed more. I think they're just happy to destroy things. That's their whole jam. They're happy to destroy things. Okay, so... Right, we gotta get rid of these guys now. Okay. There we go. Ow. There we go. There we go. Okay, just making sure these guys get fed. Okay, we need to get rid of the crystal slimes. Okay, so... we're gonna throw them over here. Goodbye. Oh, we got plenty of chickens over here. Okay, let's get all the old ones first. Yeah, I didn't want any stone hens in here, so I think I got rid of them all. Okay, so quantum slimes. Ooh, buddy. Jeez. This is gonna be a problem. Okay, so we don't want quantum slimes anymore. Goodbye. Okay, so for a relatively painless version, let's try quantum radioactive slimes. Okay. Okay. Oh, hello. Forgot you. That might be a bad idea, though. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Gee, that's probably a bad idea. I don't want explodey dudes either. Hey, honey slime. No, no, no. Yeet. wonder if they can eat more than a regular slime. That might be cool. Oh, it's such a bad idea. It is such a bad idea to do what I'm about to do. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Here we go. Whoa! 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 That's bad. What does that mean? It's 100. What does that mean? That was bad. Okay, so if I feed them, they'll go down, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe if I splash them with water. Oh, it seems like spraying them with water turns it into a non-radioactive area. That's pretty cool. I will have to do that. Okay, so... God, I don't want exploding boomers. But I need water. Need water. Where can I get water? Could probably build a pond, but like I haven't needed one so far. God, shut up, phone. Woo, quantum lemons. Phase lemons, I mean. Hey MJP, what's up? Nope. Okay, I know exactly where to go. There we go. Got my little guys all up in here. That's where my puddle slimes just passively generate income for me. Ooh, I forgot to pick that stuff up, didn't I? I will come back for you! I think those guys can eat forever. Okay. Jeez, I think I'm gonna have to turn this into a pond. Or, nah, we'll just put a pond over here. I'm so stupid. Oh no, I nearly... I'll just put a pond right here. Okay. Woo! Okay. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Hey JP, hey Dropsy. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so now we have radioactive quantum slimes, which is bad. Okay. Okay. Jesus. This is bad. This is bad for me. See? See? This is the worst. Oh my god, what have I done? I've doomed us all. Truly, I did not ask whether I can, but whether I should. Oh my god, this is the worst idea ever. Yeetus deletus. Oh no. This is the big bad. This is the big suck right here. No. Get out of here. Okay, less is good. No. Oh, this is bad. This is the big bad. Okay. I don't even want to think about crossbreeding the exploders yet. Ah, God, it's too much. It's just too much. Okay, I'm gonna actually store these in case I need to crossbreed any more. Ah, okay, okay. Okay, we're gonna dismantle these. Demolish plot. And then we're going to make another garden. Purchase. Purchase, purchase, purchase. We're gonna make silver parsnips. Okay, we gotta feed. We got a need for feed. At this point, it's just a free-for-all to feed them, to keep them happy, so I don't die. Man, this must be what parents feel like all the time. Feed your kids so they don't kill you. Okay. This is bad. Okay. Right, the exploding slimes only eat meat. Okay, let's feed these guys. Okay, these guys seem happy. We're gonna top these guys off. Okay, we're gonna steal these pogo fruits. And replace them with odd onions. Okay, those guys only eat meat. These guys eat fruits. Those guys eat veggies. Nice. Okay, we're making good progress. Good progress. Wow, there are literally no chickens in there. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, the phase lemons. When life gives you quantum lemons. Make quantum lemonade. Patent pending. It's so good, you see through time and space. Okay. Yeah, those guys should be fine. Honestly, I need to make a whole bunch of chicken coops. Is the cat alive? Seen him on the What, Anthony? Okay, I'm gonna make another coop. Because we need more chickens. Okay. Let's go feed these quantum lemons to my quantum radioactive slimes. And try not to die. Okay. So... there we go. That's meat. Stop that. Okay. Now what? What do? Bum 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 bum. Hey, the runner. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. I guess we can unlock the treasure cracker. And go hunting for chickens. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of heartbeats. These guys are just starving over here. I feel like this was a bad move. Hey, what you got? I need these ports post haste. Yeah. Okay. Bomb ball, Buzzy bee, rubber ducky, you're the one. I have yet to use that in a good circumstance. Okay, let's just get these two working. And we can get the second coop started. The rules are don't be a wiener. As long as you're not a wiener, I don't care that much. No cursing, no... being a wiener. Don't be wiener. Wiener, wiener, chicken diener. Okay, so... I may have been a bit hasty throwing away all my single slimes. Okay, we got some silver parsnips. Okay, I've got too much food. The thing to do here... Oh, I don't know, man. I'm lost as to what to do. I've got them on auto feeders. I don't need this much stuff. I really need to get on the chicken thing, I guess. Because chickens are just... Okay, so... We're just gonna get rid of all these carrots. Carrots everywhere. And we're gonna try and get some chickens. I guess we're gonna explore a bit, see if we can find any largos or anything. I am a fool. Let's just go exploring. Adventure! Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the area and try and bring some back, and maybe set up a few new pens for my new slime friends. Yeah, let's go to the new area we discovered and try and capture some new slimes, and maybe feed that Gordo. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'm smart. I am so smart. Yes, smarty. Oh! Oh! Those eat meat. I would need like 50 chickens. Okay, so that is a Gordo we'll have to keep in mind. People remind me to gather a whole bunch of chickens to unlock that thing. Okay, and open the pod. Star flower petals? So cool! And I don't need them at all! Okay. Oh, here's another one. Nice. Advanced Gordo Snare. Nice, nice. Okay, here we go. Whoosh! Oh, it's super hot. Not in a good way. I could catch some fire slimes. I don't know exactly where they would be. Kobe! Well, that does nothing, so... Ooh! Fire slime! Yeah! Go! I did it! Dad, are you proud of me? Dad! How dare Dropsy pick up food? Oh, there's a dervish Gordo. Gordo. Okay, I need to get up to it. I have a fire slime. Okay, how do get up to? I need some mad ups right now, guys. Come on, guys. Give me some mad ups. So good. So good at this game, guys. So good. Okay. Nope. Okay, maybe I can get on top of that bit. Yeah, I'm so epic. I'm so epic. You already know I'm in the rancher. Playing parkour radio. I'm so good. Yes! This is how the game is meant to be played, buddy. Buddy! Okay, so they eat fruit. Let's see what this guy gives me. Eat it, Tubby! Ooh, a key! Ooh! Daddy like. Daddy like a lie. Daddy like the key. Okay. Got a prickly pear and some silver parsnips. I have yet to get any of those, though. Okay. Okay, so what? Oh, there's Fountain. There it is, Fountain. Yes. Okay. What? What's going on? Am I not supposed? I'm probably not supposed to be in here. Okay, so because I haven't solved the puzzle yet, it is not letting me use the water. But the water is clearly active. That is super lame. That is super lame. Okay. Gotta move forward. Oh, I'm totally your dad. I'll be your dad. My dad told me. Okay. So. Look at these guys over here. They're so cutie patootie with a little bitty. Okay, what do these guys eat? Meat. Meat is the thing that they eat. Okay. Okay, what do I need to do right now? Tell you what, I'm gonna get rid of mint mango. God. I need more room. But I want to keep the fire slime. Okay, Briarhead. I need a full stack. I'm just gonna run around until I get it. Okay, so what I need is some of those flower slime plorts. But I have yet to catch one of those. Oh, look at these dudes. Okay, so that appeared. Oh, right. I have a key now. I opened the door. Oh. You know, there's a skull there, so I'm just gonna not... Yeah, Tangle Slime. Tangle Slime is what I need. Any of you guys gonna spawn over here? Yeah, feed them. Okay. If any of those guys could spawn, that'd be super great. That'd be super swell, dude. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. Right, we've been here before, but now I can... Yeah, they're so happy. They only hurt me on accident now. Just like my ex-girlfriend. Topical. Okay, so... thought there might be something down there. Okay, so we need crystal plort. Ah! 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 Whoa! I sell propane and propane accessories. King of the Hill, vastly underrated. Okay, so I need a bunch of those mosaic plorts. So let's go get some of those. Ah. Oh. Nope. They're not hungry. Okay. Hey, you! Eat! 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 I need your... Ooh, fire slime. Those are like puddle slimes, but fire! Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa! Bad touch. Bad touch. Okay. I only need 4 of them right now. Because, if they're anything like the puddle slimes, then you can't keep many of them together because they get shy. Okay. Hey, you! You like food? You like food? Yes! No? I guess not. Hey, you! You like food? Yes! You love the food! You love it! Okay, 5 should be more than enough. Okay, where's the door? Where did I unlock that door? Kobe! There we go. Here's the door. Yeah, 5 mosaic plates. And I jump! Okay, so I think I only need 3, actually. Okay. Where's the face to put the rock in? I know I saw them. There's one. Kobe! Okay. Aha! Kobe! Nope! No! Oh! 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 No! I'm wasting my chances. Because I'm bad at games. I only have 1 plort left. I'm gonna have to go over to the side and find that last one I threw over a fence like a doof. Nope, it's gone. Gone, dude. I have the answer, though. I simply make this dude. Yeah, look at him go! And then I feed him. Oh, hey! Stand still. Yeah! Yeah, thinking with portals now. How many times can I fall in that hole, you think? Yeah, there's like 1 more, I think. Don't know where it is. Yeah, let's just regen some. Was that enough? I think that was enough. Okay. I have 30 seconds. Ah, this is my one shot. Do not miss my chance to flow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. Ah! 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 Okay. Yeah, I don't need any of those slimes. That's all well and cool, but I need Tangle slimes. Is there another one I can open up? Yeah, there is, right over there. Hey, I can get it from all the way over here. Get it. Okay. Oh, there's so many. Okay, come on. Tangle slimes. Why? Why? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué en fuego? Okay. Goodbye, slime. Is that it? Ah, well, it wasn't that awesome, but whatever. Whatever. No Tangle slimes. Are there any more things I have to water? Okay, come on. I need Tangle slimes. Or a bunch of chickens. Okay, so there's like another puzzle over here. What we got? What we got? What we got? Okay, hey, I think we can open this. Cocoa slime lamp. Oh, I wish there were cocoa slimes in this game. That's adorable. Up! Parkour! 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 Nope. Not what Daddy needs. It is not what I need. Also rock slimes. Oh, dervish. Dervish quartz. What do they eat? Fruit? Okay, give me a plort. Okay, I need some dervish slime now to unlock this area. And I love this game. Okay. Probably only need like 3, so... Yeah, it loves that. It loves it! Okay. Jeez. Ah, no! I yeeted too hard. Hey. Eat my feet. Oh. Hey. There, eat it. There we go. Okay. 1.
Okay, where could the rust be? Maybe up somewhere? Got them mad ups, dog? Got any up dog in here? Okay, come on. Where could it be? A whole bunch of chickens here, too. I'm just gonna start passively gathering chickens, don't mind me. Okay. Where could it be? Favorite Pokemon Gen? Probably Gen 3. Just really fleshed out, and Blaziken was tight AF. Oh, that's death. Yeah. What's in here? Coil grass. Yay. Nothing. I still have yet to find any more of those faces. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's just go over there. Yeah. No! 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 Come on. This is so frustrating. I have no clue where to go. Oh, jeez. Okay, come on, could you give me my stamina back? This is real bad. This is real bad. Real bad. Oh. Kobe! Okay. This way. Okay, here we go. I bet there's one back here. Oh, those are quantum plorts. Slimes, I mean. Okay, so where could this last one be? Ooh! 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 Those are gilded ginger. Those are real important. F1. Curiously, gilded ginger cannot be replicated in the garden, as its unusual biological properties prohibit it. However,
Perhaps there's another use for it. Said to be the holy grail of veggies, gilded ginger can be very rarely found growing in the glass desert. It's the only known food that a gold slime will eat. And the few that have seen it claim that doing so greatly reward the lucky rancher. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold on to that now. Okay. My lord. Where is this last dervish thingamabobber? Oh where could the dervish head be? Oh where could it be? Oh yeah, Vale, just keep running around in circles. You'll find it eventually. Yeah, that'll totally work, bud. Maybe up? Is... No. Maybe down. Over here, maybe? No! Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Oh, I see it. Oh, nope. Okay, there's got to be a way to get up there. From Bob. Hey, Bob, I'm a bit busy. Yeah! That's how we do. Okay, where we at? Kobe. Oh, oh no. Look at that. Oh, Tangle Slime. Yes! 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 Give! Give! I desire! Eat! Okay, nice. So Tangle Slimes only eat meat. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so I need to get back up there. Okay. I don't know where the other ones are, but there are usually multiple flowers. No! 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 Okay, I think it's time to call it a night. because I nearly just pooed myself. Yeah, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Goodbye.